Hi everyone. So today we are doing what I call a chimney delete, basically just removing the chimney. I guess it's not really a chimney, but it's a box where a chimney was supposed to go. So I'll sort of show you what we got going on here. So this is it right here, and the reason for it is because I'm assuming they didn't put step flashing along the side and the water ran in there and just rotted everything out. So we're just gonna get rid of it. Garrett's getting set up there. And yeah, that whole box will just come down and we'll just patch the roof and re-side and shingle and fix everything up. So this is it from up here. As you can see, it never did have a fireplace put in it. This was just the stock cap that was on there. And then the problem starts right about here. It's very soft, and the client says it's like completely rotten from the attic. I don't really know what's going on here. That might have been an attempt to divert the water, but if I had to guess, there's gonna be no step flashing. Because when you see stuff like this, that's never a good sign. That'll mean, like, if you excessively caulk something, if water does get in there, then it can't go out, it gets trapped, right? So it's always better to just properly mechanically flash it than try and rely on caulking or blackjack or anything like that. So I guess we'll tear into this and see what we're dealing with. So typically when you see these, they this top part's just framed right over the roof deck, but this one goes all the way down. So we'll just have to reframe the eave, probably the whole eave. I'll put a long 2x6 on there to tie everything together, and then we'll just be able to take this sheathing off of here and slap it onto that wall because it'll all be pre-cut to size. And yeah, should be fairly straightforward. Yeah, now as you can see, there's no step flashing. It's just one solid flash. And the problem with that is the water will run in there and then end up running under, and there's nothing to keep it from running on top of each consecutive shingle, so it'll end up running underneath, and then that's why it's all rotten back in this area. So I'll peel up some of these shingles and eventually, and we'll get a better idea. So now we can get a better look at what sort of damage we're dealing with here. That's like a hole in the roof. So safe to say, I think I'm gonna have to peel these shingles a little further back, and we'll replace this whole sheet, or however many whole sheets we need to replace, and then patch the roof, just tie into here. It looks like they have proper exposure, so it shouldn't be too hard to line those back up. So moving right along here, I got that piece off, got the top plates off. Now Garrett's just working on getting the paper and sheathing off down there. And what I'm gonna do is peel these shingles back a little bit further now, just so I can expose this whole rotten sheet. All right, so we got this piece. Garrett got all the nails pulled, and oh, I guess it's held pretty tight from the bottom. Might have to give it a real good push. See if I can pull it from the bottom.
There must be some Mardocs down there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there is. It just wants to stay there. Took a tree down with it. Okay, well, we got some nice long 2x4s here. Now we'll just have to get the sides down. All right, so we are back from lunch. I got some new hats made up, just picked those up at the graphic shop. And now I just picked up some new material too. So we'll be able to start reframing. I'll pull that sub fascia off. Then I got a new 2x6. I'll put a continuous just so there's no humps or anything in the eave. It'll hold it all straight. And then I got some plywood as well, which is sitting over by the dump trailer. And I'll have to put, I don't know what they got going on in here. This must be oh yeah, that's 2x6. So they just got a 2x4 in there. I might pull that out and move it, or I guess it's probably got drywall on it. I'll have to rip something just so we have backing there, and then sheathe that up. And then yeah, we can side right over top of that. And then this piece of the floor is actually built into the other floor system, so we'll have to get a little bit creative and precise and cut that back and close it off properly, stuff some insulation in there if there isn't already. I see there's insulation in this thing, so yeah, we'll just have to insulate that. This is all insulated already. We'll just tuck it back in a little nicer. But yeah, and then it's sheathed on the gable end, so then this will be ready for siding. And yeah, we'll just fix up the eave, replace all the rotten plywood, and yeah. Okay, so we got one portion of the new fascia on. That's just the full 16-foot board wouldn't reach, so we had to split it into two. But we spanned the old piece, so that should hold everything nice and straight. Now we'll just put some new lookouts in there. Probably put one right there and then another one there. And I guess one under that plywood probably just to hold it. But yeah, it's working out good so far. All right, so look from the top. We got one piece on here, and we took that top one off just to tie it in better. But we got some lookouts back in there where they used to be, and that fascia board is nice and straight. So we'll put these last two on, and then we'll move back down there. All right, so the chimney is officially gone. Now we just have to clean up a little bit, and I'll have to go grab some shingles in Kindersley because Luseland didn't have any, and we'll patch all this back up. All right, so we got that floor piece cut off, nice and flush to the other framing. So now Garrett's just stuffing some of that insulation back into there. And I'll cut some pieces at 67. So next day here, we got that all sheathed up before we left yesterday. But I found that that last sheet there had a little bit of a dip in it. Like it wasn't rotten, but it was a bit saggy. So I just sent Garrett back into town to grab another sheet. And we'll just pop a new one on there before we shingle, just so the eave doesn't have any dips in it. So yeah, I'll go up there, and I got the blower. I'll blow all the garbage and granules and stuff off, and then we should be ready to start shingling. All right, so now we are going to begin the process of tying into these shingles. You're going to want a bar like this with a nice low angle, just because when you get to this shingle, you got to pull the nails from underneath, which I've already done, most of them I think, but you want to be able to get under there nice and without wrecking anything. So I'll do a few here. The color might not be exact, but the client didn't want to redo the whole roof, so we'll get it as close as we can, and then I'll sort of show you what it looks like. All right, so I shingled a little bit. As you can see, the color is a little bit different, probably just because I don't know how old these shingles are, probably 10 or 15 years old. The colors would just change a little bit, and a bit of fading too. So I mean, eventually they'll sort of blend, but I mean, if you get far away, you can't really, I mean, you can notice it a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. But yeah, I'm just gonna wait for Garrett to get back with the drip edge, and we'll put that on, and then I can continue up the side. All right, so that's it for the shingles. It is quite cold out today, so where they're sort of lifted up there, we just need a bit of a warmer day so they can lay down. But yeah, matched them up, tied them in. Everything should be good. Color looks a little bit different from up here, but from the ground, you can't really notice anything. So that's always a plus. Have to get this thing down, but other than that, be done on the roof down to soffit and fascia. All right, well, soffit and fascia is done. All I had were black screws, so I just put them in for now, but I'm gonna go grab some white ones for tomorrow when I start siding. And then the client also wants me to break a white metal flash to put under the siding, just because that parging is starting to sort of crack and look a little bit ugly. So, you know, I'll come down a couple inches or whatever and just cover that up, make it look nice. All right, so I got a bit of a start on patching this back up. That's what I came up with for the feature, I guess. Just because those pieces were a little bit too short to put a J right up against the other one. So at least this will look deliberate. It won't look like there's just a patch there. It'll look like some sort of cool modern wall feature. But anyways, we'll see how it looks when it's done. Well, that's the complete chimney delete. I started doing that bottom flashing there too. And I just had to break a white piece for the top because there wasn't enough J with the existing siding. But yeah, that sort of adds a feature, I guess. Yeah, the eave, everything all tied in nicely. See if we can get a look at the shingles from the front. So yeah, on the ground it's sort of hard to notice. I mean, you can tell, but it's not that bad. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed that video. It was sort of a nice fun project to kind of switch up what we've been doing a bit. So yeah, be sure to check out all the links in the description. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time.